Hi guys, Pooja Goddess, aka Efren. It's been a while. Last I checked, I explained I look like I have a black eye. It's actually just my eyeshadow. Alexa, hacer la luz blanca.
Sorry, I can't tell what is playing.
Alexa, kill yourself. Turn the light white.
Okay.
I don't know why. Sometimes she listens to me when I speak Spanish, sometimes she doesn't. And sometimes when I say hacer la luz, she takes that to mean search the light on YouTube on the TV. Not what I asked. I got a one-piece cup today at Miniso. I also got a one-piece purse. Oh yeah, booyah, booyah. And the Cult of the Lamb plushie I ordered 3 months ago got here today. My son. So I guess I'm kind of like some form of like commentary account. Not really. I'm more so insane. I'm like Windigoon. Kind of. No. Because he is commentary. He like talks about a specific phenomenon. I do like think pieces. I just like talk about my opinions. Is that commentary? This is a long intro. It's almost 2 minutes long. Sipping Dr. Pepper. And, you know, I didn't pick a topic before I started. But I'm just going to talk about my pet peeves. I will not name names, because I will be referencing real life people in my life. Any resemblance that any of you watching this think that this has to you, maybe reflect on that. Maybe reflect on why you're seeing a resemblance in yourself in a video about things I hate. So where do I start? I don't like liars. And I feel like that's like a really like, it's not even that I don't like it when people lie. You can lie. I'm not gonna like get mad at you if you just like don't want to tell me something. That's fair. If you're actively lying to hurt me, that's a dick move. That's a given. What really gets me is people who flake on plans when they know that they never wanted to in the first place. I have this one friend who never wants to hang out. And like, they always talk about how like lonely they are and how like, I think I'm getting sick. I can like feel my sinuses draining and it hurts. Shoot me. Oh, I'm face card. My nose is kind of perfect. Hold on. But yeah. I have this one friend who is constantly talking about how like jealous she gets of other people having like normal, not she, they. Oh, okay. That makes it sound like I was misgendering her. She is a girl. I just didn't want to leak that info in case like they're watching, guys. But I have this one friend, and it applies to several friends. I'm just using this one specific one as an example because it happened recently. And I won't give too many details, but I have several friends who do this. She's just like the most recent offender, where all of them will do this thing where they don't want to hang out. They never do. I have a lot of friends who are losers. I'm a loser. That's okay. But when you're constantly complaining about how you never get to hang out with anybody in person and you feel so lonely and so isolated, and then when people invite you to hang out, you know that you don't want to go. You tell them you want to. And then the last minute, you're like, oh, something came up. And there's one friend, not the same one that I was talking about earlier. This one, they did this thing They don't even try to like hide the reason. They're just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling up to it. Are you ever? Are you ever feeling up to it? Because it feels like no. It's feeling like you're not. So don't lie to me and tell me that you want to when you know that you don't. And like that's like my biggest issue with these friends is that like they sit there and they always say, yeah, I want to hang out, even though they know that they don't like the activity, they don't like the food we're getting, they don't like the people we're going with, they don't like the time of day. Something about it is something they don't want to go, or maybe they're just like in a bad spot or something. But they never want to hang out. And then they lie and say that they do. And then they cancel on me last minute. And I have this other friend who, I love her to death. And I don't blame her for this. Because, like, what she keeps flaking on me for, she at least gives me, like, a week plus notice whenever she, like, cancels plans. And when she cancels plans, generally, there's been a few exceptions, it applies to some, like, stuff that has to do with her career path. Like, it's stuff that she is working on for, like, stuff that she's been building up her entire life around since she was a child, and this is, like, what her career is going to be. And she's, like, getting herself, like, involved and noticed by people who work in this industry. So I can understand canceling plans for that. But she also, for this industry, she, like, does this, like, special program with the school. And she met new friends there. And ever since then, she just keeps, like, putting them above the rest of us. And, like, I get it. They're, like, your closest friends currently. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit rude when you text me saying you want to hang out on a day that we've hung out together every year since we met. We make the plans. I refuse plans with other people because of you. And then you text me, like, a week before and you're like, hey, actually, I'm going to hang out with these people I met more recently. The ones that I always hang out with. And I'm never available to hang out with you because I am always with these people. You know? And also, like, this friend, I schedule my birthday parties quite a bit in advance. Because I have had bad experiences with, like, my birthdays. It never goes well. I hate it every year. I don't know why I keep trying to throw parties, but I always hope, hey, maybe this one's gonna be the good one. And you know, there is some childhood trauma in there, and I don't think that's you guys' business. Sorry. But this friend, like, I want her at my birthday party, but also I'm afraid she might do what she did the last couple years. And, like, she's saying she wants to go and that she's really excited to go now. Then when we get closer, she's going to be like, ooh, I have something career-related that I'd rather go to. And, like, I get building up to your career, but when you are missing every single opportunity to hang out with me, I feel like missing an annual event that, like, you're not being scouted for anything for once isn't gonna hurt you. You know? Like, you go every year. It's like, I like sew and stuff, and I can, like, see myself doing, like, a career in, like, costume design and stuff. And I like cosplay and I go to Comic-Con. If I miss Comic-Con once for, like, my friend's birthday party, that doesn't mean my career is gonna end. Like, even if I'm, like, there to enter some kind of costume contest that I could win money in. Like, yeah, sure, I would like that money, but I'd also rather, like, be there for my friend. And I don't think that's, like, a crazy thing to say. And this video is gonna come off fucked up. It's gonna sound like I hate all of my friends, which I don't. There are some people who consider me a friend who I don't think very fondly of them. But I don't know if these people watch my videos, so I'm not saying shit. Oh, also music. I am not really pretentious about music. I think that there is no incorrect way to enjoy music. But I also know this one person who doesn't actually enjoy music, they just use it as an accessory. And that pisses me off. And I remember one time, they told me that, like, they didn't like my taste in music, and my taste in music is bad. When I'm the one they went to for music recommendations for the genre that they've now turned into their entire personality. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. You don't listen to Sabrina Carpenter or Hozier? You can't fathom listening to pop music? Oh my god, you new metal baddie. You listen to Deftones? You're so unique. You listen to Destroy Boys? Nobody's ever done that before, ever. Oh my god. You're so special. And they also piss me off. Because I remember one time I tried to, like, put on VK while I was hanging out with them. And you'd think if somebody likes new metal, then they'll like Gulu Gulu. Hit VK band Gulu Gulu. Love them, love them, love them. Oh my god, come back. I miss Gulu Gulu. But you'd think if somebody likes bands like Kitty, Destroy Boys, fucking Deftones, like Slipknot, new metal bands, they'll like VK. Specifically like newer VK, like Gulu Gulu or Zolpidem. Is that, I don't know how to pronounce that band's name. Zolpidem? I don't know, but that Kaoru guy, really cool. He chill. I like the music. Or like, you know, Bucktick. You know, you'd expect them to like that same genre when it's literally the only difference is that it's in Japanese. But this person didn't. And they were very vehement about that, and they should have told me to turn it off and like not really turn it off, but they do this thing where they say I can pick the music or the TV or whatever, and then whatever I pick, they ask me to change it over and over and over again, no matter what I pick, until I just give up and give them, like, control. But, you know, and I think they're a poser. I'll say it with my full fucking chest. They are a poser. And it makes me angry. Because they are, like, super freaking privileged. They don't realize how good they have it. They, like... Hi, Caroline. My cat's here. Caroline knows who I'm talking about. Hi, baby. Hi, come here. Hold on. Okay, I was gonna go grab her, but she's being, like, a bitch. My god, my sinuses! Oh, yes, ma'am. Hello. Why are you yelling at me? Hold on. Okay, there's a level of evil that is, like, inherent to my cat, and nothing I do will ever be able to stop that, and I hate her, and as much as I love her, I also kind of want her dead. But yeah, this person, like, pisses me off. Because if you like new metal, then you should like Gulu Gulu. But the issue is, they don't like new metal. They just like the stereotype that it helps them fit into. And I like every genre of music. I don't like every artist. I don't like every song. But I can't think of a genre of music that I can't, like, at least tolerate. I like country, I like metal, I like VK, I like rock, I like pop, I like K-pop, J-pop, C-pop, American pop, British pop. I love music. And this person very clearly doesn't. They like the kind of person that listening to that music makes people think that they are, which I think that's part of, okay. I don't think you can hate a band or song just because it's in another language without being a little bit racist. However, I do think it's more than just that. I think what really gets them is that VK doesn't fit into the same, like, VK fans aren't the same stereotype as just like American nu metal fans. And I think that's why they hate it, because it doesn't help them fit into the stereotype. They want to be this like there's no semi-positive way to put this at fucking all. They wish that they were like, basically they want to be what I am, but I don't think they realize that I am that, because it's not the stereotype of that. They want to be like the alternative girl that like is from like the South, or like from like a bad neighborhood, and like uses like AAVE and is like so like ghetto even though she's alternative, and it's funny because she's like white and alternative, but she talks like she's from the hood. We live in a wealthy neighborhood. And you know, I do think that it does have to do with some racism. I do think it has to do with like some kind of like internalized like humor found in the caricatures of black people being processed onto white people, and I do think that that is an issue, and I do think they need to be shot publicly. I do have more opinions on them, but if I give any more details and they or any of their friends watch this video, they will know exactly who I'm talking about. Because nobody else has ever had the fucking audacity to do the things that they have done in my home. Another pet peeve. This isn't like people, but New Carnival. I've been playing New Carnival since launch. My current account I've had since like 2022. But I have been playing the game since it came out. Why are the ages not getting updated with time? Because I know like the timeline is weird and all that, but generally speaking, time is passing canonically. Like, all the events may not be in chronological order, but in the storyline, we are moving in a chronological order. He's been there for a while. I may not be the smartest, but from what I can gather, he's been there for about the equal amount of time that the game has taken place. So why don't they pull in OnStars and age them up? Why is Garu still 18? That boy's supposed to be in his 20s now. He can legally drink in all countries. And on the note of Garu, Shota bait. But Shota bait that is done in a way that, like, they have, like, plausible deniability. That's what really, really, really pisses me off. Because, like, if you're gonna do Shota bait and if you're gonna be a pedophile, do it with your full chest. Don't be a pussy. You know? Like, if you're gonna be a piece of shit, do so loudly. Don't sit there and, like, pussy out of it and be like, no, like, I didn't mean it like that. No, like you're misunderstanding. No. Nobody misunderstood. You're a cunt. Can I say that on YouTube? I'm not earning money off of these anyways. But yeah. What the freak? Ew, it looks like I'm naked. I'm never doing that again. Let me pull my top up. Is that, no. Yeah, there we go. Like, Garu, I don't think it's true, but I did hear rumors that he was supposed to, like, originally be a Shota. But he is irrevocably, like, Shota bait. And what pisses me off is that it's done in a way where, like, they have plausible deniability, and that makes me angry. If you're gonna be a pedophile with your full chest. Don't be a coward and a pedophile. Biggest struggle. It's like Okagam. I don't like her, but I can respect the grind set. Because if you're gonna be a piece of shit, be a piece of shit loudly. It's like how, like, venomous animals have, like, bright colors. But yeah, like he Loki acts like a little kid. And I think that's a little weird. I think some stories it's worse than others. Like a lot of the time it's tolerable where it can just be like excused as like he's a bimbo. But sometimes he genuinely just acts, him and Blade. Sometimes the two of them, like low-key, act like kids and it pisses me off. Not even in a, like, I don't even have, like, the time to be like, this is unethical. Because honestly, they're both over 18. And they both look over 18. And they both generally act like they're over 18. Not my problem. But the few times where any of them act like a stupid fucking kid, I'm not even like thinking about the ethics of it. I'm just thinking, holy shit, you're annoying. I hate you. And then I get over it because nobody could ever hate Blade or Garu or Karu. But speaking of Shota bait, rabbits. And Vile Kohai, before you start hate commenting, this is not rabbit slander. It's just me saying some of you guys aren't willing to accept that your faves are Shota bait. You know? Sometimes you're just like, bad things happen to good people. And sometimes a really good character is made to attract pedophiles. And sometimes you have to just sit there and be like, yeah, that's what's happening. And I have nothing to do with that. I like the character. And then you move on with your day. Also, why do I have tan lines? It's winter. I know I'm like already pale, but it's like even paler here and here. How do I have tan lines? I've been wearing the same long sleeve shirt for the past week. It like covers up to here. Whatever. What else? A lot of you guys need to stop interacting with rage bait. You guys are trying too hard to have like your little diva moment. And so you like quote retweet every like pro shipper you see. And you're just like, oh, da 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 da, you're fucking fat and ugly and da da da. We can tell that by looking at their page. All you're doing is like giving them more attention. Most of them are rage bait, and the ones that aren't are usually victims. And like, I don't support harassing people. I don't. I was recently actually sent screenshots of somebody harassing my ex on my behalf. Guys, please don't do that. Is my ex a good person? No. Should they be harassed? More importantly, honestly, like, obviously I made like a public statement because like, if my ex is a piece of shit and I'm not the only person they've hurt, so if somebody else feels the need to like call them on that publicly, that's their business. What gets me is the account was also primarily harassing my ex's girlfriend, and that's what gets me. Don't, guys. What extra gets me is that they're like saying it was like to avenge me. No, if you want to avenge me, like, buy me a seafood boil, kiss me on my mouth or something, send a hot butch my way. I don't know. But like, don't do that. I don't know. I don't like unnecessary drama. If I feel like somebody deserves to like be, I feel like if somebody is a risk, like a public health risk, then call them on it. But my ex is just like a mentally ill 16-year-old. And their girlfriend is just like a mentally ill 17-year-old. So, yeah, don't do that. Especially because like you guys can be getting me in trouble. Like, what am I gonna do if like I get called down to the school office and they're like, hey, you can't graduate because somebody cyberbullied this person on your behalf. Yeah. No, what other pet peeves do I have? Men in K-pop. I'm not saying that some of these groups are only popular because of how the members looks. But I am saying a lot of these groups don't have much besides visuals. If you catch my drift. And that's not me being like, girl group stan. I listen to boy groups. I listen to EXO, I listen to ENHYPEN, I listen to TXT, I listen to P1 Harmony, I listen to Stray Kids, I listen to ATEEZ. I'm seeing Stray Kids live in June. I'm so excited. I'm going with my best friend. I listen to boy groups, but I can also admit their music a lot of the like popular boy groups, like most recent BTS stuff and a lot of Stray Kids. It starts off so good and then it gets so bad. Like, sorry, are you telling me people like to sit there and be like, they produce their own songs, so they're who's to blame for Welcome to the Stray Kids Hot Megaverse with a flute solo? With a flute solo? My boy's on the clarinet. That's not a flex. Tell them to get a producer. Sorry. And they have good songs. I like Maniac. I like Thunderous. I think Christmas Evil is the worst song to ever be released to the public. Sorry, not sorry. Meanwhile, the girl groups, and I'm not saying like men in K-pop aren't under constant scrutiny, because every idol in every industry is always under constant scrutiny because their entire lives have been turned into a giant PR stunt. However, people are willing to overlook men's. It's the patriarchy. It's always the fucking patriarchy. It's sexism. Okay. Like, my girl Won Young couldn't even like fix her hair without y'all being like, pick me. The members of Stray Kids have almost kissed on stage like 12 times in the past month, but she's the one baiting people. Okay. Sorry. If trying to kiss your bandmates on stage doesn't count as baiting of some kind, I'm gonna need to see your release sex tape to prove that you're actually fucking. Sorry. Stray Kids stans, please don't cancel me. I am one of you. Please. Much love. Oh, I just don't like men in general. I'm a misandrist. Whenever I find out one of my mutuals is a man, I get like genuinely like, oh! I was playing IDV with Vile Kohai the other day, and I got the hunter to go friendly halfway through the match. And in post chat, I was like, "Fool's gold, I love you. I'm in love with you. Marry me." And then I saw that it was a man, and I like left the chat. 'Cause no way in hell am I speaking to a man. The only man I fuck with is Luffy from One Piece, and that's because he's a little bit non-binary with it. Well, Zoro's a trans man to me. Is Sanji not on this cup? That's so funny! I bought this cup today. It was $8, and Sanji isn't anywhere on here. Look, we got Usopp, Nami, Chopper, Luffy, Zoro, and the Going Merry. Sanji's my goat. Nobody understands him like I do. He's not just like some pervert idiot. He's also a trans woman. What else do I not like? Okagam fans. I like her media. I don't like her fans or her. She's kind of tolerable. Because even though she's doing all this, like, super fucked up, like, Shotokan, like, fetish work, and at least she's, like, admitting to it. And she's, like, kind of, like, low-key, like, a niche internet celebrity, so it's, like, a different standard, like, Quite says the R slur, I still subscribe to him, even though I don't think people should say that. Okagam, I don't follow her, but I still, like, play her games and read her comics, because piracy is a thing. I shouldn't admit that. Guys, yo ho ho. Not talking about stealing stuff. I'm talking about the going merry. I am one of the straw hats. I dyed my hair orange to look like Nami. I am one of the straw hats. A lot of them are just like edgy 14-year-olds who are like. No, this is my YouTube channel. I'll say whatever I want. Most Okagam fans are edgy 14-year-olds who are just trying to cope with the fact that they got, like, molested as a child, and I get that. Cope and stuff. But don't be, like, an edgy little shit. Nobody's gonna like you more. Okay? And this is mean. This is gonna sound mean, and it is mean. But I feel like, because of the internet, a lot of people don't realize being insufferable does not make you less of a victim. And it also doesn't make the people you're a piece of shit towards less victim. That's also, like, my thing with the whole, like, pro shipping community. I don't really care about any, like, dark ship stuff that isn't pedophilia, bestiality, or incest. Those are, like, the only three I think are big no-nos. And I think if you call yourself a pro shipper, even if you don't like those things, you're a piece of shit because the community should not exist. It would be one thing if it was like some kind of like niche kink community that was like adult only, but the way those freaks fight and fight and fight to make it like a like predominantly like preteen victim space, convincing these little kids that the best way to cope with their trauma of being like sexually abused and stuff is to like read media about other children getting sexually abused. That's where I pick up an issue, because the entire community is basically just centered around grooming, and even if you are not actively grooming somebody, even if you're a victim of the grooming, you are still in this community that's perpetuating this. The whole like pro shipper, com shipper, dark shipper communities, they should not exist, because all they exist to do is groom children. Pedophiles and predators are using this to get people who have already been victimized into the mindset that this is okay. In media, it's the same thing as like how minors shouldn't be in like any kink media. Most pro shipping is centered around sexual content. That is what makes it such a devious thing. Children don't belong around sexual content. And I know that's like hypocritical, because like I consumed sexual content as a kid. I was in sexual fandoms as a kid. I started playing New Carnival when I was like, 14, 15? But the thing is, it's not the kids' fault. The adults in those fandom spaces and the adults in those kink spaces should be telling these children, no, you cannot be here. Instead, pro shippers and dark shippers and com shippers are turning around and being like, no, come here. Like, the 12-year-old my ex cheated on me with. That's a sentence. That is a sentence. Had these two friends, groomers, pedophiles, preying on her. And I remember there was like this whole ordeal. She was stalking my page, so I was stalking her pages back, and I found an alt account of hers, and this was before I found out that she was lying about her age. Nobody knew she was 12 at this point. Actually, I don't know for sure how old she is. I just say she's 12 because it's the funniest option. All I know is that there were discrepancies between her age posted on various things. So she was claiming to be 17. No, she's currently claiming to be 17. I think. I don't know. If she's like using the same accounts, then naturally she would have to say she's 17 now. She was claiming to be like 15 going on 16 and like 16, yeah, like early 16, late 15 at the time. And no, everybody in her friend group already like was mad at her for this because she invited these two people into like a Discord server with all her friends who were mostly like 15 to 18 years old. And these two like 19 and I want to say 20-year-olds, they were a couple, started posting incest porn of two characters from BlazBlue, which is like uncensored in the server, and everybody was like, hey, not cool. She was like, yeah, no, I barely know them. And then it like, but she was like actually like really close friends with the friends. But she, I found an alt account she had where all of her mutuals on the account were private MDNI pro shipper accounts run by adults. And these weren't just like porn accounts that she had like snuck into. They were like pro shipper artists' private personal accounts to like post about like their own like real life like sexual stuff and like life and stuff. So she was close enough friends with all these like 18 to 23-year-old pro shippers who had her, even when she was lying about her age, unequivocally underage, in their like personal accounts. And I remember I like caught her stalking my page again, and I was a dick. I did publicly tweet, hey, hop off my dick and focus on how you're getting groomed. Everybody can see that alt account you have. My bad. But you know, that's why I don't like the pro shipper community. I don't care if you like toxic yaoi. I like toxic yaoi. Every Fujo likes toxic yaoi. But if it has incest, pedophilia, or bestiality, that's not like toxic yaoi. That's just illegal and fucked up. And like whenever people say stuff like this, people are like, Puritan. If you censor queer art, you're helping the oppressor. Watching a 12-year-old boy get molested by his father and forced to get raped by a dog isn't queer art, that's just snuff. Well, not snuff, because it's not real, but like torture porn. Like, if somebody says they jerk off to Human Centipede, that's weird. And you guys are doing that, but worse. So, kill your... I'm on Twitter. No, take it. YouTube. I need a drink. What other pet peeves do I have? People who don't understand Satanic, the Okagami character. People view him as just like this totally evil guy, and they just boil him down to like rapist and abuser. He is the cycle of abuse incarnate. He was beaten and molested by his older brother. Fuck, he doesn't have multiple brothers. His older brother, Fumis. Or is he the older brother? I want to say Fumis is the older brother. Yeah. I feel like Chris now. Have you guys seen that guy? There's this guy I get on my Instagram reels all the time. And he's like a Chris Angel parody magician. And he like holds up a magic wand. And he's like, I'm Chris. And it poofs and it turns into like a giant like dick. He's like, hey now. I'm obsessed with him. Chris, hey now, do you want to be featured on the channel? For all like 3 of my followers? But people just boil him down to like an evil abuser and like they act like you can't like him. But he has a cycle of abuse. Loomis beat and molested him and like sexually abused him. And when he finally was able to experience like love with Victor, Victor never requited. And he never had the chance to even realize that what he was feeling was like romantic love and like express that to Victor because of everything that was going on. Then Victor dies and Fumis shows up and he basically curses Satanic where he's like, you'll never be able to express love outside of the way that I taught you how to love. The way that I loved you is the only way you will ever be able to love anything. So when Satanic later gets a hold of Ivlis, he reflects that. And we can see in Seaside Dispatches that their relationship is so complicated because they are equal and opposite. They are both cycles of abuse in opposite ways. They both were hurt and then hurt others. They mean a lot to me. Satanic, they can never make me hate you. Never. I remember my ex, it used to piss me off. I remember like when I first like started getting really into Okagam, I was like, oh my god, I love Ivlis. And they were like, didn't the one that like tried to molest the girl in Grey Gardens? Every character in this series has tried to molest somebody, okay? And when I pointed it out, they were like, oh yeah, but like, didn't he like get freaky with his son? No! His son assaulted him in his sleep. Stop slandering my goat. He's not my goat anymore. My goat is Satanic now. But I don't like people who can't comprehend complicated characters, and I don't like people who think that like you can't like fucked up characters. Like I have a friend who he likes Jimmy from mouthwashing, not like as a person, but he thinks he's like a really intriguing character. Like the way he depicts like the patriarchy and rape culture and just like the natural everyday evil of men, he thinks that's like insanely interesting and like cool. Not like cool in a good way, but cool as in like cool that somebody could depict that so well in a video game. And people hate him. People hate on the idea of that. I think you guys just really need like help with media literacy. I don't know. Get a grip. Anyways, this is going on 43 minutes and I'm not editing it as per usual. So, Fujo God is out. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Add me on Discord. Play IDV with me. I don't freaking know. Love you guys. Fujo out.